Welcome to Layla's Vegan Kitchen, and today we're going to do a special Latina edition. We're going to be doing some vegan mango. So very simple, should take about 20 to 30 minutes, and the ingredients are very easy. You have your platanos, green bananas, you have the onions to make some cebollitas, and you have your tofu. And tomatoes are optional, but I like the tomatoes in my mango to add a little extra texture. And then we'll get to the seasonings a little bit later. First, we're gonna teach you how to properly cut your plátano. So we're gonna chop and slice. You're gonna chop the edges off, just like that. And then we're gonna slice straight down so we can peel. There we go. So it comes off really easy, just like this. After you're done peeling your plátanos, you're gonna cut your banana into quarters. So you'll start by slicing straight down the middle and then chop that part in half. Now we're gonna take the plátanos over to the stove to boil. I have a pot of water and I'm gonna throw in a 1/4 tablespoon of salt. I'll turn the heat up to a high heat and then I'm gonna throw the plátanos in. The plátanos are gonna be in here boiling for about 15 to 20 minutes until they are a yellowish color and they're a little bit softer. We're gonna leave these here boiling while we finish cooking up the rest. So now we're gonna move on to our cebollitas, which is our onions. So the onions, we're going to chop off the first layer and then we're gonna throw them in some cold water so that I don't have a crying fit over here. I mean, right now I probably will, but first layer comes off, chop off the edges. We're just gonna peel this first layer all off. And now I'm just soaking the onions for about 3 to 5 minutes, so it makes it easier to cut. In order to make the cebollitas, we're gonna cut the onion this way. So you'll have the two edges like this, and we're cutting along this way so we can make the onions, you'll see, in little circular pieces. Now our cebollitas are ready to be cooked. We're going to take them over to the stove. I like to use coconut oil. So we're gonna take 1 tablespoon of coconut oil, throw that in the pan, and we're just gonna let it liquefy first over the pan. Once we let this liquefy, we'll throw the onions in, and the onions are gonna cook for about 3 minutes until they're a more pinkish color. You'll see what I mean. So the onions are cooking, as you see. We have these cute little circle spirals. Now we're gonna add some apple cider vinegar. So this is about a 1/2 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. I'm gonna throw that over. And we're just gonna continue pushing this around. And then you can take a look at our plátanos over here. You see they're starting to turn that yellow color. They're still not ready. They're still hard. You'll know when you're able to stick a fork in them and they're soft. See, these guys are not ready yet, so they continue boiling. So our onions are done. They have this texture to them, so there's still a little bit of a crunch, but they're softer and they're this nice pinkish color. So we're just gonna set these aside. we're gonna do a pan-fried tofu for our mango. So for the tofu, I like to use the extra firm tofu so that we can cut it into little cubes. I just cut the package open like this. There's some excess water, so you just drain that out. So I block the tofu, and all I'm doing is just little cubes here. You can cut it however you like. I just like little cubes. So we have our tofu cubes. I'm going to take this over to oven. So again, we're going to use a tablespoon of our coconut oil.
Once the coconut oil is liquefied, we're going to throw the tofu in. And this pan-fried method for the tofu just helps take the excess water from the tofu out.
I'm going to season the tofu with some paprika, garlic powder, oregano, and some black pepper. So we're going to do about a half teaspoon of paprika, half teaspoon of garlic powder, half of oregano.
Oopsies, there was no shaker on top of the oregano.
So yeah. And then we're gonna do a quarter teaspoon of black pepper. Not so much black pepper. And then we'll just keep stirring this around. The tofu is gonna start to turn this color, like a little bit more of a, you're gonna get a little bit more of a crispy color. Tofu is done. Now my platanos are done. So as you can see,
The platanos have this yellow color and the texture is a lot softer.
so I'm gonna drain my platanos first, and then we're gonna get to mashing. Our platanos are ready. I drained the water out, and it's time to mash. So just dump them in a big bowl. We're gonna add a little bit of salt first. And then we're gonna add a little bit of water back in so it makes it a little bit easier to mash. This is about 4 tablespoons of cold water. Got our masher, and we're just gonna start to mash. Now we're gonna add our vegan butter. Earth Balance is one of my favorite brands. So about 1 tablespoon of butter. Dump it in. We're gonna mash that in with it. Want to keep mashing until all the lumps are gone and we have a nice smooth mash texture. So that is all ready. Last thing is we're going to cut up a tomato. I just like the juiciness of the tomato combined with all of these textures together. Rest of the tomato. Don't let any tomato go to waste. And we have our vegan mango plated. we're going to start off with the Platanos first. Get a nice big scoop. Onions are next. I love onions. Just go right on top. And then we have our tofu. And the tofu can go on top. It's gonna fall to the sides anyway. But that's fine. And then last but not least, our tomato. And there you have it, vegan mango. If you guys have any questions about this particular recipe, or you want to give me a suggestion for another recipe you had in mind, something you want me to veganize, I got you. Leave a comment in the comment section below and make sure to subscribe to my channel. Oh, this is behind the scenes. This is my cameraman. Those are my notes. Best dad ever.